The sound of the heart monitor echoed through the silence of the night. Beep dot 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 beep, and then suddenly it stopped. I looked over at bed number 12 and felt something inside me tremble. They were there, side by side, holding hands. He with a peaceful face and she with a faint smile on her lips. When his heart stopped, hers did too. At the very same moment, as if one body had two hearts and one couldn't go on beating without the other. My name is Helena. I'm a nurse with over 40 years of experience. I'm 65 years old, and I've spent most of my life inside hospital walls, wearing the same white uniform that now carries countless memories. I've seen life begin, and I've seen it slip away, but nothing compares to what happened that night. And before I tell you this story, if you believe true love can transcend even death itself, subscribe to Real Heartbeats, ring the notification bell, and share this video with someone you love, because today, you'll understand what it truly means to die of love. It was a cold autumn afternoon when Mr. Antonio and Mrs. Maria arrived. Married for 62 years, they walked in hand, as if time had never passed. He looked tired, worn from heart failure. She, stubborn as ever, refused to leave his side. "If he stays, I stay," she said firmly, adjusting the blanket over his legs. They were admitted to the same room at her insistence. And it was there, between tubes and monitors, that I witnessed one of the most beautiful stories of my life. I remember how his heartbeat seemed to calm whenever she sang those old songs, almost like a prayer. And when he fell asleep, she'd just watch him, with that gaze only someone who's loved for a lifetime can have. Days went by, and his condition worsened. Still, she never left his side. "He promised he'd dance with me in heaven," she'd say, smiling through tears. Sometimes I pretended to be busy just to hide how emotional I felt. One morning, while changing his four, I found a small note on the bedside table. "When love is real, even silence becomes a conversation." It was hers. Those words disarmed me. I straightened my uniform, took a deep breath, and continued my work, but my heart was heavy. That room, once cold and gray, seemed to glow. It was the light of their love. That final night, the hospital was wrapped in almost sacred silence. I walked into the room and found Mrs. Maria sitting by his bed, holding his hand tightly. Her eyes looked distant, as if she were seeing something beyond our world. She kissed his forehead and whispered, "You can rest now, my love. I'll be right behind you." The monitor began to beep. His heartbeat slowed, and then silence. But before anyone could react, hers began to fade too. No medical reason. No warning. She just stopped. When I looked at them, they were still holding hands, peaceful faces, as if they had fulfilled a promise. In that moment, I cried, not as a nurse, but as a woman, as someone who's loved, who's lost, and who knows the weight of goodbye. When we gathered their belongings, we found a letter she had written. "If you're the one to go first, don't take long to call me. I'll find you, just as I promised at the altar." I couldn't finish reading without tears streaming down my face. And there, in the silence of room 12, I realized some stories don't end with death. They simply move somewhere else. Days later, their son came back to the hospital. He brought a photo of the two of them dancing on their wedding day. "They always said they wanted to go together," he told me, holding the frame with trembling hands. I looked at the photo and felt my throat tighten. It was the same image that stayed in my mind, the two of them side by side, smiling, with time standing still around them. Since then, every time I walk into a hospital room and see someone holding the hand of the person they love, I remember them. Because it was there in bed number 12 that I learned true love never dies. It only changes its form. And if this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of someone you once loved deeply, write their name in the comments below. Let's make this space one of love and remembrance. Subscribe to Real Heartbeats, ring the bell, and share this video with someone special. Because what keeps the heart beating isn't just blood, it's love.